Have you ever been cleaning out a closet or moving and you find an old toy or piece of clothing from when you were younger? It may not have been significant sentimental value, but it still meant something to you, and it's hard to throw away. I am that such someone, and I am scared of the day I become a hoarder. But maybe that's not actually the worst thing, because this manga is full of garbage, and all of it actually kind of matters. Gachi Yakuta is a manga that was released on February 16th of 2022 by Kai Urana, and is becoming a very niche manga for English readers. Many people online have predicted that this manga is the next big manga. It's ready to pop out of a sea of shonen lookalikes and be something completely different. So like the rest of you, I saw a Masked Man video on this manga and thought to myself, hey, what else am I gonna do? So I started reading, and after a couple of chapters, yeah, it turns out it's pretty good. Gachi Yakuta is a shonen manga that follows a young boy named Rudo and his journey through the abyss to reach heaven again. The title quite literally translates to garbage, placing a double meaning on what that means to the characters and how they are treated by others. The world that is built around the story is well thought out and reminds me of those YA dystopian society movies like Hunger Games and Divergent, except for the perception people have of others, and the mysteries are much more telling, especially with characters who make so many mistakes and try to learn from them. To sum it up, it's better. Sorry, I'm pretty prejudiced against the YA genre. Rudo is a kid raised in heaven and is a tribesfolk, a class system that is separated from the rich and clean. Rudo is looked down upon by his own kind due to his family history of his father being a convicted killer, but is raised by the kind Rector who sees kindness in Rudo when others don't. In this dystopia, criminals who are charged with crimes are publicly executed, but instead of the classics like decapitation, hanging, or my personal favorite, the stoning, people are sent to the abyss below by dropping them in front of a crowd. The abyss is a black mist that no one really knows where it leads to, but it surrounds the entire city. Many things and people deemed unusable are sent there. Some say it leads to a void of endless falling, like a purgatory of lost things. The manga places a heavy emphasis on trash, but through Rudo, who feels discarded by strangers and his own family he no longer has, he sees value in the things people throw away. Even when a doll, for example, just has one single stitch out of place, he can't understand the thought of binning something like that. The inciting incident of this manga is in the first chapter when Rudo is framed for a crime that he did not commit, and with people already believing what they want about him, he is publicly banished to the abyss below. It's a scene that just, on so many levels, feels wrong, and it is made more heartbreaking when people who almost wanted to believe in Rudo do not. He goes Joker mode and denounces that they are all the real garbage if they do this, and he will come back for them all. As he falls through the abyss, we start to see the real world Urana is trying to show us, and when Rudo wakes up, he's surrounded by a hellscape of endless garbage. Through meeting his first human in this land, Engine, Rudo learns the truth. This is the real surface, and the sky is a blackened mess from the pollution of the sky people and their arrogance from above. Rudo begins his quest as he learns the systems below, the kindness of those who wish to help him, and uncovers lost truths about himself as he tries to make his way back to heaven to find out who set him up for the crime he was accused of. Now, I'll leave it there for the story because I don't want to spoil too much, but I would love to divulge the power system, later panels of fight scenes, and character designs to really sell home why this manga in its art style is like a diamond in the rough. Urana's art style is that of Soul Eater meets Gorillas. You mash them up and you have what I guess is best described as trash punk. This vibe of being a rebel on the outskirts of society, but in this world, everyone is an outsider born into a world that has been discarded. It's very messy, but doesn't feel like it hasn't been perfectly crafted for the scene it is trying to portray. The style of characters being rough and exaggerated for the scene of anger, sadness, or combat shows how gritty this world can be. But there is so much beauty in this art style that it can't be denied it has an intended effect. The way the eyes are formed for combat and the absence of the iris makes the feeling of battle or emotion portrayed that of a monster more than a human. I hope this ties in later, as there are definitely moments of characters feeling like they are not as human as once thought. The designs of the characters also really lend themselves to comedic moments that are precipitated by tense ones. I personally love seeing combat introduced in stories like A Stranger in a Strange Land by showing how unprepared and shocked they are, that other people are not worried or shocked at what just barged in out of nowhere. Despite combat and large crazy designs in how it moves, which complements momentum, there are quiet moments that give you the balance to be with characters and learn about them through Rudo and about him through other people. The power system is really unique as well. Characters called Givers have the ability to transform a useless piece of junk they value personally into an incredible piece of weaponry called a Jinky to deal devastating damage. But of course, the hook about Rudo is he is able to do that to any item as he cares for all lost things. It feels like there is room for endless possibilities as we start to understand more about him and the kinds of enemies that will of course find holes in this ability as they find him. To cap off my general feelings about the manga, I want to bring up a criticism I've seen from other creators and people who have either read it or didn't because they like their opinion a lot and decide to say it anyway. The manga is unproven, can fall into generic battle shonen plot of villain, beat him, continue on, new villain, and become so pushed under hype and deadlines that it probably won't be able to keep up. Well, let me say these are possibilities, and they can happen. I am ahead in time zones, but my future scene goes as far as just telling you that that game you waited 6 years to play is actually kind of shit. So I don't know if this manga will make it to 100 chapters, and I can't say I'm the authority on that. But what I can say is, it does things differently from other battle shonen, like making us wonder what the power system is in the first chapter, or teasing every single new discovery as we learn more. We mostly know in normal battle shonens that in the very first chapter we will get the main conflict and we're going to get the power system straight out of the gate. Gachiakuta tries the approach of a visual tease and lures you to ask, do I want to keep reading? The story doesn't seem like it wants to make the same kind of shonen plot structure, as I think the first villain may be one we are with for a majority of this entire story's run. I'm not sure what Urana plans for the length of his story, but if it only goes for 150 chapters and is well condensed by not following arc structures, well, to me, that really is a breath of fresh air in an extremely polluted landscape of manga that feels like the same coat of paint sometimes. I suppose only time will actually tell. But in that time, I'm going to keep reading. Let me know in the comments if you have read Gachiakuta or if you're interested in reading it. I'd love to hear what you think of it regardless. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a like or subscribed. It really helps the channel grow. But that's all from me, guys. My name is Mugen. As always, have a good one.